What's up guys, Partywaffles here, and today I'm coming at you guys with my 9.25 Unholy DK PvP guide. It's going to be quick, to the point, condensed, trying to keep it within 10 minutes, and yeah, so let's just jump right into this. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to run through here is the talents. Like I said, I'm not going to try and take up too much time, we're just going to go quickly and tell you guys the current build, okay? So the first row is a little bit situational here. All of these are viable. You can play whichever you like, but it seems most people, including myself, are playing Clawing Shadows because it scales well with Mastery. It's ranged. It pops your wounds easily so you can get your Soul Reapers up. It's just really nice. All Will Serve seems to be the other one that a lot of people are playing, because it's just passive damage. The pet can help you keep people in combat, things like that. But Infected Claws also, this is kind of a preference row, so you can play whatever you like. But I am playing Clawing Shadows with this build, and so is pretty much everybody that I've seen, so yeah. In the next row, Unholy Blight. You could play Bursting Swords if you really wanted to, if you were playing, like, say, Necromancer's Bargain and Army of the Damned, and you were just going for a lot of consistent damage, but no one really plays that anymore. You kind of just play this build. So the next row here we have Asphyxiate. Not really much variance. You're just going to be playing Asphyxiate. There's not really an option. The next row, we're going to be playing Pestilent Pustules with this build. Yeah, these are kind of, it's not really that good. Soul Reaper's pretty bad too. So you're just going to be playing Pustules. And then the next row here, this row is again a situational row and a preference row. So personally myself, I almost never change it to Wraithwalk. Very rarely, unless I know I'm not going to need any Root Break or need to kite it all, then I'll swap to a Spell Eater. I don't personally play Death Pack, but it's like I said, it's a personal choice. So you can play Death Pack if you want, or Spell Eater, but just decide what you like into what matchups, and you can go from there. But like I said, baseline for me is Wraithwalk. Next row, Unholy Pact. No, you can't play any other talents here. It's just set in stone, Unholy Pact. The next row, Unholy Assault is the go-to right now. You're going to be using it with your bursts. It's going to juice up your pets, which your tier set is also buffing. Everything like that. It's going to be really good. You could, for instance, play Army of the Damned if you were playing, say, Necromancer's Bargain and Bursting Swords. That's more of the consistent damage build, but you kind of just want burst damage in this meta, so you're going to be playing this build. We're going to look through the PvP talents as well very quickly here. So this is going to be my baseline PvP talents, especially for 2v2s. In 2v2, this is what I'm going to play 99% of the time. But yeah, we're just going to go through them, and I'll tell you what's worth playing and what's not. So, Life and Death is not worth playing. Garbage. Dark Sim, you could play it. I haven't played it personally, but you could play it in some situations if you really wanted to, but you already have a Strangulate, right? So it's like you have guaranteed CC. Reanimation is a meme. Necromancer's Bargain is good in 3v3s. It's good in 3s, okay? Not in 2s. So in 3s, it's better now than it was before because it deals percent damage, right? 8% of the target's maximum health. So in 9.25, HP pools were increased, right? So that 8% is going to be more valuable than it was before with the lower HP pools. So it's not a bad talent. It's decent damage. You can play it. But the only thing is you're going to lose your pets with it. So Raise Abomination. You can play this against double stealthies to get them out in their opener, like Rogue Mage, for instance. Hunter Rogue. Anything like that in 2s. You could play it for damage. It's not a horrible talent. If the A-bomb actually hits, it's pretty good. But I mostly use it myself just to get people out of stealth. Because if you throw it on top of where people are, it's going to pull them out of stealth. Spell Warden. This is a massive talent. I play this a lot, especially in 3v3s. Into Death Knight, Survival Hunter, Enhanced Shaman, Casters, anything that does magic damage. I almost play this religiously just because of how huge the value is from it. And it's just easy, right? It's just a passive talent that just gives you huge value all the time. So good, very good talent. Death's Echo, nice to have double grip if you want to you're against something that you need a little bit more mobility, right? Like Arcane Mage, Hunter, anything that could be really annoying for you to run down. Or if you're playing Windwalker DK and you want to get easy setups, you can have an extra grip. And then Strangulate, of course, it's just a silence. I played this a lot, like I said. Doomburst, I never played this right now because I'm not playing Harbinger or anything, so not really worth it in my opinion. You could play it though if you really wanted into certain things for the slow, but it's RNG kind of. Necrotic Wounds, this is obviously the most baseline one. Very rarely do I change this unless I'm fighting like maybe a double DPS that doesn't have heals or something in 2v2, but I really don't change it that much. And then Necrotic Aura, it's kind of self-explanatory, 8% damage. But like I said, this is my baseline, right? This is my baseline. In 3v3, my baseline might look a little bit more something like this, and then just switch what I need as I'm going. But yeah, so that's talents. Let's move on to the next part of the guide. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to talk about here is itemization, like your legendaries, where you should have your tier set, and your rune forges, okay? That's what we're going to talk about. So the first thing here we're going to look at is legendaries. So the legendary you're going to be using is Frenzied Monstrosity. You're going to put it right here on your cloak, just like mine, okay? Frenzied Monstrosity on your cloak. That's going to be the best one, alright? There's no other damage legendary you're going to use. That's pretty much it. This is all I use. This is all you need, alright? The next thing is Unity. I don't have the Unity on the best piece on this character, but what you want to do is you want to put your Unity on chest, okay? The best place that you can put the Unity legendary is your chest. So you're going to have Frenzied Monstrosity on your cloak, you're going to have Unity on your chest, and then your 4 pieces of your tier set, you're going to have on everything except your chest, right? So obviously you're going to have it on legs, gloves, helm, shoulders, all right? And you're going to go for mastery, okay? You're going to gem for mastery. You're going to enchant for mastery is what I went for. Verse is good too, but you should, as long as you have around 30% verse, you're good on the versatility. As far as your rune forge, you're going to go with Rune of Fallen Crusader, okay? Fallen Crusader. So we're just going to reiterate this. Unity on chest is the best. Frenzied Monstrosity on cloak. Tier on the rest. Fallen Crusader on your weapon. And then with that, just itemizing like that and then going for verse mastery, you're going to end up with around 20% haste, and your stats are going to look, they're going to look like this, which is really good. This is what you want. If you look like this, you're doing good. As far as trinket goes, you could go, I'm playing the Cosmic Gladiator's Insignia for just the proc. You could also play the badge, and you could use the badge with your A-bomb limb or with your 1-minute burst with Dark Transformation every time. It's not bad either, but I'm just using this for the consistent damage for the procs, for damage outside of my goes. Alright, on to the next section. Okay guys, so for the next thing we're going to look at Soulbinds and Conduits, okay? These again are going to be pretty cut and dry for you. You're going to get this banged down really quickly. So you're going to go exactly like this. Just copy this tree, okay? A-bomb limb, Insatiable Appetite, Convocation of the Dead, and then Eternal Hunger, and then Chilled Resilience. So the way this works is you put these two like this, okay? Put Reinforced Shell here and put Fleeting Winds here. That way, when you're in the lobby, when you're fighting a caster team, you're going to play this. If you're not fighting a caster team, you can swap it over here for the movement speed, okay? So you got variation. And then with this row, you can swap between Hardened Bones and Chilled Resilience. Although I don't ever swap this row, I just keep Chilled Resilience all the time. But yeah, the most important one is going to be this swap right here for the big shell. But yeah, so just copy these. There's no other way. There's no other conduits. This is it. So it's pretty straightforward here. On to the next part. Alright guys, and finally, I'm going to give you a little crash course on damage here, okay? So I'm going to give you just a normal damage rotation, and then I'm going to give you how to burst, okay? So the first thing here, when it comes to damage rotation, is you're going to put your dot up. This is just normal damage. You're going to put your dot up, and then you're going to fester, and you're just going to pop your wounds with Scourge Strike. You're going to dump your runic power with Death Coil. So pop wounds, see your wounds there? You're just going to be popping your wounds, and then when you have Death Coils, you're going to Death Coil. And that's pretty much it. When your wounds are running low, apply more wounds, and you're going to notice your PvP talent here. Watch, you'll notice the necrotic wounds here, okay? So this is your healing absorb PvP talent. You want to try and keep that as high as possible at all times, because that's going to be absorbing the healing on the target. But as far as your normal damage rotation goes, that's basically it. Keep your outbreak up, apply your wounds with Festering Strike, break the wounds with Clawing Shadows, and dump runic power with Death Coil. If you need to heal yourself, use Death Strike to heal instead of Death Coil. One thing we're going to talk about really quickly is this. So, Runic Corruption. When you use Death Coil, you have a chance to proc Runic Corruption, okay? And what it does is each rune power you spend has a 1.6% chance to increase the rune regeneration rate by 100% for 3 seconds. So you're going to be weaving Death Coils into your rotation, trying to get this Runic Corruption proc, and it's going to be making your runes come back a lot quicker. So watch for that as well. Try and pay attention for that proc if you can, so you know when you have it. Another thing here is the burst rotation, okay? So for the burst rotation, we have multiple cooldowns. We have Unholy Blight, we have Dark Transformation, we have Abomination Limb, we have Unholy Assault, we have Apocalypse. Those are our burst cooldowns, okay? So the order that you're going to use them in is going to be a little bit situational depending what's going on. But I'll give you a generic order that I use 99% of the time in the opener, and then I'll give you the little variation. So let's do it quick, okay? So say I'm going to fight this guy, right? And I'm going to go for the fast burst rotation. So usually what I'll do is, as I'm running over, I'll throw a Chains of Ice on him, and then I start ramping up, okay? As I'm running at him. Unholy Blight is number 1. Dark Transformation is number 2. Abomination Limb is number 3. Unholy Assault to get my wounds up, and then Apocalypse to pop them and summon the pets. So what that does is it gets my wounds up, it gets all my pets out, my A-bomb limbs going, everything is buffing my pets right now, my Dark Transformation, my Unholy Blight, they're all buffing my pets, and the Unholy Assault. So, because Unholy Blight, it's a dot that increases your pet damage, okay? So that's why we press that first, because we want to get the dot ramping up as we're running over. The next thing, Dark Transformation, increases your strength because of the Dark Pact, or the Unholy Pact talent, gonna make you do more damage. Also because of the Frenzied Monstrosity legendary, also gonna make you do more damage. So we'd like to press that to power up our A-bomb limb, since it's the same duration. They're both 18 seconds. So I want to get this to power my A-bomb limb up, and then boom. The A-bomb limb is also going to make you do 20% more damage. So you want to get those 3 out first. Unholy Blight, Dark Transformation, A-bomb limb. Apocalypse is going to get your pets out. So in a perfect world, you could do this. Sometimes I do it like this. So if you don't have the wounds already up prior, you're going to Unholy Assault and then Apocalypse after those 3, right? But if you already have, say we have it like this, okay? So say I'm already connected and I already have the wounds up, okay? So I have the wounds. In which case I would go Unholy Blight, Dark Transformation, Abomination Limb, and then I would Apocalypse before the Unholy Assault. See, because I already had the wounds, right? And then I'm going to Unholy Assault out for more wounds, and then I can spam more Scourge Scrapes and get my Necrotic Wounds to full stacks. Also, the pets take a second to come out of the ground. So if you can get this out before the Unholy Assault, the pets are going to get more value because the Unholy Assault only lasts 12 seconds to boost your pets. So yeah, that's the most ideal way to do it. But sometimes you don't have enough time to go in because it's a whole extra 2 globals if you want to fester twice. If you chains run in, fester twice, or sorry, fester, it just takes longer sometimes. It's not always ideal. So sometimes just remember like that, Jet. If you don't have the wounds up after you press these 3, then you're going to Unholy Assault for the wounds and then Apocalypse. If you do have the wounds already, then you can Apocalypse into an Unholy Assault. And try to always make sure you pair Unholy Blight and Dark Transformation, because this is 2 minutes. So every 1 minute go, you're still going to have these 2. Try and pair these two together for big damage every 1 minute. But that's basically that. One other tip here for your pet is make sure you don't have Gnaw turned on auto, okay? If your Gnaw is set to auto, your pet is going to be automatically stunning things and putting everything on the stun DR, and that's not good. Your partners will not like that, and it's not going to be good because when you try to asphyxiate, it's going to be like a 2-second stun. So just watch out for that. But other than that, that's basically it. I just wanted to get this down for you guys so you could succeed in the arena. If you guys want to catch me live, I stream on twitch.tv/partywafflesx pretty much every day. You can catch me there. If this video helped you guys out at all, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.